Hey, what's going on everyone? Dave the Usher here, and I'm going to be playing through a little bit of Final Fantasy XIV, AREALM Reborn, as well as showing you some footage and getting some insight from my wife on Final Fantasy XIV's new expansion pack that just recently came out, Heavensward. Good stuff. The footage you're going to be seeing from AREALM Reborn is me playing on the Sony PlayStation 4, and my wife is actually playing Heavensward on her PC. So there you go. So we're going to get started here. I'm going to show you what happens when you start a new game, show you a couple things, and then after a little bit we're going to switch over and I'm going to show you what Heavensward, the new expansion pack's all about, and my wife, well, she's got a lot to say about it. This is a sponsored Final Fantasy video and I'm just pretty excited to be taking part in it. So, okay, everyone who's played this game knows that this is the way it starts. Your customized character, however you like to customize your character, riding with this guy who's having some booze. I like how he's looking at him like, geez, man. Geez, fella. Take it easy. You hear some noise, and out come the Moogles. Oh, I love the Moogles. Who doesn't love the Moogles? Well, most of the time. I think it's funny how the Moogles also help themselves to some booze themselves. You know, I've seen Moogles in Final Fantasy games for such a long time, ever since, well, my first time was Final Fantasy III for the SNES, which is 6, of course. Mog, awesome character. Moogles were awesome in Final Fantasy VI, but I've never seen him drink booze, I think, until Final Fantasy XIV. So after the Moogles go away, you kind of watch as a battle happens. The dude kind of talks to you a little bit about, you know, what's up with this place, and what's just going on recently in our world here. And we continue on. We have our little intro, Final Fantasy XIV. Wow. They keep on coming, man. I'm so excited. First time I played Final Fantasy was back in 1991. It was Final Fantasy II, which translates to 4, of course. And that was my first taste. And the games have kept on coming, man. So throughout the intro, you know, they play that Final Fantasy prelude theme, of course. Classic. And here we are, you know? Just walking through our new environment. So after you kind of walk around for a while, you come over to this mother character. Mother Miyune, and she kind of gives you the basics. She, you know, in the beginning of a Final Fantasy game, you have your tutorials and you have your lessons, and someone's always there to kind of show you the way, teach you the ropes. And you have a couple of tutorials, and then, well, Final Fantasy XIV, man, it's a game about quests. It's, oh yeah, it's all about quests. And these quests, let me tell you, they can range from anything, from delivering someone a pie to, I don't know, destroying a huge giant, you know, taking down 10,000 soldiers. I don't know, it can range from anything. You just kind of walk around at first, talking to people in town, seeing things, learning about the game, of course, all the tutorials, and you start accepting quests, as you can see, and the quests will be listed up there. Like so many MMOs, you know, the first kind of enemy you're going to be defeating and battling in a game like this is going to be kind of a little bit on the scrawny side or the puny side. In this case, we have some ladybugs. You know, they're not going to send you out to, like, do battle with a Cyclops or some kind of crazy beast right off the bat. You gotta, you know, get that ladybug. Kill that squirrel. It makes sense, right? No, it's fine. So, yeah, your first quests, your first several quests, they're going to be pretty basic. They're going to be pretty simple. You know, slay some squirrels in the forest area. Gain a couple of levels. It's an RPG, man. It's an MMO. It's a Final Fantasy game. So, you know, I'm skipping ahead here. At this point, I've purchased some new equipment and weapons. I've gained some levels. You know, there's big old frogs. I've always been a big fan of the monsters, the way they're designed in Final Fantasy games. They're always so interesting and unique. And as the games go on throughout the years, you know, they keep some classics, they return some types of monsters, but then they create new ones, right? And it's just always neat. I mean, you have your typical spider-type creature, but you can always make them somewhat different from game to game. So yeah, I'm on like a particular quest right here, and I'm just slaying some of these spiders. Running around. So yeah, you know, after you do a quest, you go back to one of the people who sent you out there, and you say, hello, how you doing? I'm awesome. I completed this quest. Give me my booty. So coming up next, we have some cutscenes and some battle footage from the newly released expansion pack Heavensward, as well as some input from someone who knows all about it way more than I do, my wife, Tyree, and yeah, it's gonna be awesome. So let's check it out.
To Ishgard, shining city on the mount, overlooking the dominion of Kurthus. A great and proud nation, devoted to Halone, the Fury, ruled by Thordan VII, Archbishop of the Ishgardian Orthodox Church. The last bastion of the faith, her walls ever bristling with the sworn swords and spears of her 4 high houses. A land that after 1,000 years of war had forgotten what it was to be at peace. Through gates long closed, the warrior of light and her companions passed, entering at last a city whose history was written in blood. In the midst of the Dragonsong War they came, 3 weary travelers whose arrival would set in motion great change. Though none knew then how great.
Does the sacred rite of combat proclaim the victor? I lay my blades at thy feet, child of man.
Okay, so like I said, my wife is a big fan of Final Fantasy XIV.
Yes.
And just recently, a new expansion pack, Heavensward, just came out.
Mm-hmm.
It was just released. And, well, Ty, being a hardcore fanatic of Final Fantasy XIV, Why don't you talk about the new expansion pack?
Well, it's the first expansion for Final Fantasy XIV. It came out on June 23rd. I was lucky to be able to be part of the early release, which was the 19th, the Friday before. And it expands the level cap to 60. In the new areas, I believe there's 6 new areas. I've only unlocked 3, but you can actually have your mounts fly by attuning to different aether wind flows. So now you're Chocobo and you are flying all over the place. There's a brand new race, like the Aura, A-U space R-A.
Aura. And that's what we're looking at right now. This is game footage from my wife's account, like I mentioned earlier in the video.
Yeah, there's you can see that they're dragon people, so they have like big horns.
And that's your character.
Yes. The little one. I love being the little one. And they have tails and stuff. So, and there's also 2 new classes that if you have a level 50 will unlock at level 30. The Astrologian, which is like a buffer healer class, and the Machinist, which is like a gunner DPS class. So it's very exciting. I know that there's multiple, like over 5 new dungeons, probably more. There's a lot of trials. I've done one of the trials. It's like a Ant-Man, I forgot, you know.
Didn't I tell you? She knows way more. She knows way more about this than I have. How many total hours do you think you've put into the game itself?
Unfortunately, Steam tells you how many hours.
Oh, no.
And it's sad. But my character has, like, all level 50.
You're almost, like, maxed out again, right?
No. Well, crafting, it was all level 50. Not gathering, no. 2 of the gathering, because I hate mining. But yeah, and I got to level 50 on 2 of the like fighter classes. But my ninja is my main, so she's like level 55, almost level 56 now. So after you're done with like AREALM Reborn, which is a very long storyline, the storyline is very rich. You go into Ishgard and all of the snowy areas, and you're helping out, and it's awesome.
So with Final Fantasy XIV AREALM Reborn being out for a little bit now, and Heavensward just being released, I thought I'd jump in on the action at long last. Some people I know online have been getting into it more recently. My wife's been playing it for a while now, as you can see from her footage. And I don't know, Ty, what do you think of Heavensward so far, since you have experience?
Obsessed with it. I love it. I don't have enough hours in the day to play as much as I want, but I love it. It's great. The graphics update, it's all awesome.
So I hope to continue playing. I just kind of wanted to show you guys a couple of things, a couple of scenes, and of course a little bit of footage and gameplay from Heavensward itself. It's pretty cool, and I actually kind of would like to do like a full type of walkthrough of Final Fantasy AREALM Reborn myself, Alright, well there you go, guys. I just wanted to give you a quick overview of Final Fantasy XIV AREALM Reborn, plus some footage and some insight from a gal who knows about the new Final Fantasy expansion pack, Heavensward. It's awesome stuff. I want to thank my wife for the footage and for giving me her input. And thanks for being here, guys. Remember, you can follow me on all my social media links in the video description below, as well as follow me on Patreon. Good stuff, guys. So I'm DavetheUsher, and in the near future, I hope to start my own walkthrough of Final Fantasy XIV. I'll see you guys next time. I am out.